The inception of Jaivant Patel Dance came back in 2004 and it has been growing ever since. Through performing with the company, Jaivant Patel is aiming to explore the South Asian British identity and challenge stereotypes around it. One of the key missions for the 37-year-old, who came out when he was around 16, is to challenge the discrimination faced by those in the community who are gay, to provide a voice to the often voiceless.
So Jaivant Patel Dance probably started, I would say, its inception and the seed for the idea of the company when I graduated around 2004. So it's been going for that long. I studied dance at the Northern School of Contemporary Dance, which is a professional dance training institution. The ethos of Jaivant Patel Dance is changing dependent on kind of what my influences are at any one given point. But presently I'm really intrigued as to exploring what the South Asian British identity is and changing any or challenging any perceptions and stereotypes there are around that identity.
What do you believe are some of those stereotypes, or the biggest ones?
I think there is a big misconception around the stereotype of what it means to be British South Asian, in that there is no space or no room for any intersectionality based around kind of your own experiences or your own upbringing or what any life experience has contributed towards your identity as a human, first and foremost. I mean, for example, if I'm talking about myself, the notion of being South Asian or Gujarati from in terms of my heritage, having faith, and also happening to be openly homosexual is something that's just not comprehended by most. And by challenging that norm, I'm contributing to representing an unheard and almost invisible voice in the spectre.
Have you faced any sort of prejudice or discrimination based on how you are over the years?
Yeah, I would say I have, as probably have most members of the LGBTQ plus community from all walks of life. I just think you learn to manage and deal with them in many different ways. I think whether you choose to be openly out there as belonging to the LGBTQ plus community or you don't, the struggles are still the same, and the path is not easy for you, despite your choice in life to be out or not.
And do you think by perhaps sharing your story that you may be able to help others across the country or across Britain who are have a similar journey?
Yeah, so kind of LGBT narratives coming from the South Asian community in the UK, and I would say globally as well, is relatively kind of underrepresented a lot. And especially kind of, I would say, in dance, in terms of any kind of professional productions that are out there touring, and the response that I've had from my recent production, Yatra, for example, which explores those narratives, has been really great and surprising, especially when you see members of the LGBTQ plus community in the audience, kind of messaging you on social media or coming up to you after enjoying the post-show talk saying, you know, thank you, we see ourselves represented on stage, we see something of ourselves in your story. It just goes to show how important it is, especially if, for example, a member of the audience comes from the LGBTQ plus community who isn't out or is struggling to come to terms with their sexuality. It helps them, I would say, navigate their thought processes, and makes them feel like they are not alone out there in the world, again, despite whether they choose to remain in or out.
course. And in terms of your vision, where do you see Jaivant Patel Dance in the next 15 to 20 years?
Taking over the world now. I would like to see the company established, have a home in the West Midlands with a studio space, be recognised for the work it's doing in terms of contributing towards increasing awareness around different intersectionalities involved and around the British South Asian identity. And I hope that the work that Jaivant Patel Dance does is globally seen.